What's up, Terabytes? I'm Tara with Tara Simon Studios.
And I'm Coach Nikki.
Of course you are. And today we're going to be doing a video for you guys on how to change your tone, okay? So for those of you guys who haven't watched yet, stop this video and watch how to find your tone in the other video that Coach Nikki and I did, because you're gonna wanna know that before you go into how to change it. You gotta know it before you can change it, right? Yep. Let's assume that minutes have passed and you've already watched that video. We're gonna start. So how to change your tone. We'd like to introduce to you guys two opposite ends of the spectrum, so to speak, on tonality. And then we're gonna introduce to you the gradients in between in which you can live and change your tone from one end to the other. Now, sometimes it'll be complete extreme, where you're going from like a bird flute-like tone all the way down to like Gorilla Land down here. Or you may be in a song where that's not appropriate and you need to do something more on the mid to low, but not completely low, or the mid to high, but not completely high, or maybe somewhere completely in the middle as well, which is more of a forward placed, kind of like where I live in my natural tonality, okay? So we're gonna do, because we did this in the last video of tonality, we're gonna continue that example. We did a portion of the national anthem, right? Yeah. And we're gonna give you examples of opposite ends of the spectrum in tonality, Gorilla Land and Flute Land up top, Bird Land, whatever you wanna call it. I like Gorilla and Bird Land, let's do that. So don't look at me like that. Anyway, Nikki's gonna demonstrate the Gorilla Land because she has a really beautiful booming deep voice. We already covered that in the first video, and I can kind of give a better example, I think, because I don't have as much lovely thickness as she does.
Lovely thickness.
Yeah.
So,
okay. I knew you were gonna go there.
It seemed like it fit.
As soon as I said it out of my mouth,
because it seemed like it fit, or else you wouldn't have thought that, right?
I mean, I just know you, and all of that is just a lot. So anyway.
It's a lot, but it's so worth it.
We are trying to be professional here, Nikki. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So funny. Focused. So let's do the gorilla-like voice first, and then I'm gonna give you an example of the bird or flute-like voice up top, and then we're gonna show you guys what it means to pull up and then to pull down gradients of those tonal qualities in your voice, so that you can learn how to change your tone from what it is naturally to what you may want it to be, depending on what song you're singing, what genre you're in. That gives you vocal flexibility and kind of like more character options to your voice, and it adds a nice kind of palate cleanser sometimes. You don't want to eat Mexican every day, right? Or salads every day. You want different flavors, and so this is sort of like your voice's different flavoring options, so to speak. I'm hungry.
And it also helps you, like a lot of people will see somebody song like Adele. I can't sing like Adele, or I can't sing like Ariana. You can. You just have to know how to manipulate and how to work within your instrument in order to do that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we're not saying that you can sound exactly like them. What we're saying is that you can sound like their tone, and that's an easy thing to do as long as you know where you are, so that you know then where you should go to sound like that. Part of it also is learning how to classify their voices in comparison to yours. So if you know that you're trying to sound a little more bird-like, like Ariana, and you're more down in the depths, we're gonna show you how to change it so that that depth and that like beefiness kind of gives way to lightness and brightness up top. There's definitely an easy way to do that. So,
and important note, just because you're in your car and you have the music all the way up and you're screaming Mariah Carey, that doesn't mean that that's in your tone. It doesn't even mean you're actually hitting the notes. It just means that you like doing that. So make sure when you're assessing yourself that you have the music down, you're actually listening to what you're capable of and focusing on if you're straining or not to see where you really are.
Real talk, guys. Real talk. You heard it first from Coach Nikki. We hear a lot of singers come in and they say, I sounded great in the car. And it's like...
Right. Well, we all sound great in the car.
Right. And in the shower, too, by the way. If you've got that, waterproof music going on in the shower. I kind of love rocking out to it. So let's do what we did. What part of the anthem did we do last time?
The Rockets are clear.
Great. Okay. Yeah, we did. Okay. So let's do down below, wherever you want to be. Actually, I'm not even going to give you the key. Just go as low as you feel like you can go with that husky, low gorilla tone quality that we're giving that image to.
Do you want me to explain gorilla?
And by the way, this is not my idea. The gorilla thing is her.
It is so me.
It is so you. Explain. Go ahead and explain.
So the gorilla is, all right, so I'm sure you lovely people have seen Tarzan, right? And he's like, meet Tarzan, right? So and literally access that, because when you're doing that, you're engaging your ab muscles. Every time you go, I don't know if you can see my stomach.
Yeah.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
So it's you're using all of this to get it out. And having your mouth wide open, it looks foolish, but it really works on bringing that meaty stuff out.
You're also covering with your lip, I noticed too.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Instead of showing your teeth, which makes it brighter, you're It's totally different tonality wise.
Yeah.
Too. Okay, keep going.
So so that's the gorilla. So I'll tell you to go and then start holding. First is staccato, and then it's holding it, and then you actually sing the note. Like,
I'm afraid of you right now. Just saying.
And the rock is regular. It's from here, and that's not my normal. That's lower than my normal, but I'm pulling from my gorilla.
Yeah.
So
her gorilla, guys. You heard it from Nikki, not me. Yeah, that's lower in tone than normally Nikki would sound, even though she still got depth to her voice. So that's an over exaggeration of what her voice normally sounds like. She's going full on gorilla there, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, beast mode. Now, here's an example of the same part of the song, but here's an example of the complete opposite end of the spectrum. And I'm actually even going to sing it in the same key, so that you guys can't say, yeah, but that was higher, so it was easier to be flute-like.
Wow, do they sound like that?
I mean, that's what I envision people to sound like when they complain to me. So
leave a comment on that.
You're such a brat. So, and the rock, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air. You hear, it's a completely different opposite end of the spectrum, yet the same exact key.
Yeah.
It was the same key, right? I think
so.
Questioning myself now. And the rock, did you do? And the rock.
And the rockets.
What did you do? I'm questioning it now. Did you do that?
And the rock. I don't know.
Now we don't know.
Nah.
Whatever. It was close to it if it wasn't the same. We talked a lot in between. Sorry, guys. But you get the point. It was not really high in my range, but I accessed that very light bird flute-like sound, okay? And so if you guys are like, oh, that kind of sounds like me, you know, I'm very breathy. There's not a lot of power or beef to my voice, gorilla to my voice, then this is you, okay? And again, if you're questioning that, go back to the other video of finding your tone and then come back to here. But how do we change that? We've shown you the opposite ends of the pendulum, but let's say that Nikki's got a little bit of FOMO and she wants to sound more like me. Just
FOMO?
Go with it. Fear of missing
sorry.
out on the flute-like voice. And let's just say that I've got a little bit of gorilla jealousy and I want to sound more like Nikki. How do our paths meet in the middle and how do we cross over, okay? So let's start with Nikki first, since, you know, she started with the gorilla thing. So Nikki, when we're doing this over-exaggeration, we're thinking low, deep, and thick, and we're covering with our mouth, and there's a bigger opening and expansion in the back of our throat, and we're really firing up our abdomen to create that low sound that you created. So give me what it would take for you as a singer to go a couple gradients up from that, to maybe past where you normally would be and into the middle part of the gradient.
Mm-hmm. So I would, first of all, like we said in the other video, it's a full body thing. You literally have to use everything. So first, like I said, standing on my tiptoes a little bit, that works. I'm gonna raise my eyebrows a bit. I'm gonna have like a upside down triangle thing going on in my mouth. It's where my cheekbones are high, like that. Mm-hmm. And let's see. And the rock is red glare.
That's very pretty. And way more what I wanted, actually. Do it again. What I want is for you to go lower, like around the same tone, but show them how within that same key. And the rock, just start, and the rock is red glare. Do that.
And the rock is red glare.
Yes, now let's take that. And now go a little bit to the left, gorilla more. Okay. So go down a little bit in gradient.
And the rock is red glare.
Good, now give me a little bit more gorilla even.
And the rock is red glare.
Now give me a little more flute.
And the rock is red glare.
More flute.
And
same key.
And the rock is red glare.
Now even more flute.
And the rock is red glare.
Yes. Now, obviously, it's really hard to do more flute and breath for Nikki while she's still low, right? It would naturally happen if you were higher, but I didn't want that to happen because I wanted to show you guys that it doesn't necessarily mean you're higher or lower in range to change tonality. It's about the process of the body. So what she's doing to go from gorilla to bird is she's taking that depth, that covering, that low, deep, thick, and she's slowly, in small little measurements of gradient, going up and also changing her facial expression from here to here. She's changing the covering of her mouth that goes low here to here, to here, here, and then above.
A lot more teeth.
Yes, and she's also still engaging her abs. The ab kind of stays throughout the whole thing. I would say that it might be a little more punchy when you're down in the gorilla mode, but you're still engaging just as much when you're up in bird flute land, okay? There's no break for your abs at any time, okay? Now, I'm gonna give you an example of what it's like starting in the bird flute land and going down to gorilla. And I'll do it in the same key, I promise this time, if I didn't last time. That's a note, so. And the rocket's red glare. I'm gonna go a little down. And the rocket's red glare. A little down. And the rocket's red glare. Watch my face. A little down. And the rocket's red glare. A little more. And the rocket's red glare. A little more. And the rocket's red glare.
She done crossed over to the dark side. Hey!
Exactly.
Did you just dab?
I did.
Like, hey, all right.
I was hoping you weren't gonna like say it, because then that makes it uncool. Why are you so much cooler than me in the video?
I'm not cool.
Always makes me look so wild. Anyway.
I really don't have to, like, look.
I love you, Nikki. There was a video that we did where she did this really cool beat, and then I like tried to dance to it, and my fiance totally made fun of me. He was like, "Oh, baby, look at you! You're doing the little finger thing." I'm like, "Wait, I thought I was cute and dancing to it." And he's like, "Oh, that's really sweet." And I anyway, I'm not gonna try.
As long as you didn't do the, you know.
Anyway, did you guys see and hear what I was doing? So it's not just a hear thing, it's a see thing. You gotta see the difference in my facial expression and the difference in my spatial awareness within my technique. My abs are still firing the whole time, but clearly there's a difference where I was pointing, a difference in my face, and the same thing goes for Nikki when she was going up. That's how you change integrity of tone, guys. You're thinking about vowels, you're thinking about space, but you're also thinking about face, okay? And you only are able to really in a really consistent and smart way change your tone if you know, again, where you're starting from. So you can't do this really well if you don't know where you live without affecting anything. If you know that, then you can always deviate from it and come back home, okay? So if you don't know your tone, watch next video. We highly recommend that you follow the instructions in that and then come back to this again. And if you find that you're having an issue with changing your tone and you want some help, we at TSS are happy to help you with that. My coaches and I they're amazing, frankly, and I love working for them, it feels like at times. But anyway, Nikki's an amazing coach, and she, as you can see, she's a master of her own tone. She has a really great handle on what it takes to change tone, because she also has a very, very concise handle on what her tone is to begin with, you know?
You gotta know who you are.
Yes!
But, I mean, this is like a whole nother aspect of me time. If you listen to all the things that we've gone over in the last video and in this video, it's spending a lot of time listening to yourself sing, paying attention to what it feels like, even looking at yourself in a mirror. Like, all of these things, you have to know you.
Yes.
In order to give the best you. And that's like, I mean, that's a life lesson too.
It is. Vocal me time, guys. What are you doing with your vocal me time?
It's crucial.
It's really crucial. Like, I'm gonna go spend some time on my vocal me now.
What happened to your face?
I don't know. I feel like we just went really deep there, and I'm liking that. That's nice. Okay, so guys, we're gonna go spend some vocal me time. Get out of my face, Nikki. I need to be alone right now with my voice.
Wow.
I love you. Okay, guys, listen. We love what we do. We are so proud that you watch these videos and that you care enough to be better about singing. The vocal journey, the vocal process. It's all wonderful. It's not about the destination, right? It's about the process and the joy of trying to hone and perfect your craft, right? And that's what we just really get so much joy and fulfillment out of helping you guys. So thank you for being a part of this channel. You're the best part of this channel. We love you. We are proud of you. And oh, by the way, if you haven't, Coach Nikki also has an awesome YouTube channel. She's a great writer, and she rewrites songs. Why don't you tell them a little bit about it real quick? And
well, I've rewrite popular songs for children with educational lyrics.
Yes.
So we take stuff like Old Town Road, and Roxanne, and Dance Monkey, and change it with educational lyrics that help children to learn fundamental basics.
Yeah, so the link to her YouTube channel also is in the description box below, so be sure to check that out and give it a subscribe and watch those videos. They're really, really cool, especially if you're a mom with kids, or if you're a teen or a kid yourself needing to memorize some things that pertain to the lyrics that she's written. It's a really, really cool way of learning. I used to do that myself when I was a kid, like make up songs to memorize things, and she's just taking it to a whole other level. So make sure you subscribe, guys, if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching. We love you, we're proud of you, and we will see you on the next one. Bye!